Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Welcome to our number 4 of the line and Talk 995. Talk995.com, Andrew Mclain, who.com, and the Talk 995 app. Yes. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Looking through things. We've got this court case going on, the Charlie Kirk murder case with Tyler Robinson. It is happening now in real time, and I have been debating throughout the whole show on whether or not to dip into that some, just so you guys could hear a little bit about what's going on inside the courtroom, as attorneys are going back and forth. I don't know, but I don't know if it's going to really bring us anything, because there's going to be some confusion on who's who, but you can probably figure it out. So I may go to that here in a second. I will say, with the Mamdani thing, we mentioned the air conditioner deal. Apparently, when he ordered New Yorkers to cut back on their AC, City Hall was kept as cold as 54 degrees during the latest heat wave. 54, man, that's kind of cold. But hey, he's the mayor. He gets to do what he wants to do, especially in a socialist utopia. They get to do whatever they want to do. It was hot too, man, especially in that part of the country. I mean, it was hot down here, but people up north aren't used to that. There were 25 people that died in New Jersey amid the sweltering heat wave. People were found in homes with no AC. You know, they had power outages. They had some people found in their cars. Just very, very devastating stuff over the past few days. And speaking of cold, Mamdani is got a rent freeze that is going to be taking place. I think it's how long does it last? Is it a 1 year and a 2 year lease renewals will be freezing their rent. And by freezing their rent, that means that landlords can't raise the rent. And when you do that as the government and you start dabbling in that, well, essentially, you're just going to be taking apartments off the market. But knowing Mamdani, he won't let apartments just go off the market. He'll allow the government to take it over. And then you've got government-run apartment complexes, which essentially will be turned into Section 8 housing, because, you know, that's just the way it works. When the government gets involved, you have the problem with landlords is, as the price of things go up, or as additions need to be made, or things need to be fixed, or whatever, if they don't have the ability to raise their rates, and don't get me wrong, nobody wants their rates raised in their apartments, but you know, you're talking about people that aren't necessarily filthy rich that may own an apartment complex. They've got costs and expenses that they're not going to be able to just eat. And if they do, there's really no point in them owning that apartment complex. There have been studies saying that the rent freeze is going to effectively take 40% of New York City apartments off the market. 40%. That's crazy. But it's socialism, so get used to it. Y'all wanted it, and you got it. 205-545-9950 will get you in. Let's hit the phone lines and see who we got. Up first, it's Richard the Cop. Richard, how are you?
One thing, Andrew, that nobody's mentioned about Mamdani. All these businesses are leaving New York. Okay? All these construction projects are leaving New York. All this rent control is leaving New York. You know who that affects greatly?
Who's that?
The mafia's ability to get kick-ups.
Yeah.
The Columbos, all of them. So I won't be surprised if sometime in the future the 5 families in the commission have a meeting and something awful happen up that way.
Yeah. Yeah, they're capable of it. That's for sure.
When you're running, I mean, there is not a construction project in New York that don't happen that they don't have a piece of the concrete, of the steel, of the contractors, of the unions. Okay? And when you're running these people out, that's taking money out of their pockets. And that don't happen. It don't happen but once most of the time. It don't happen long.
Yep.
Write it down in your calendar. I said today at 1:12 p.m. And when something like that happens, we'll have a conversation, boys. Roll Tide.
Write that down, John Bird.
Done.
Write it down. I saw an interesting video of a guy who was a former, or maybe he's current mafia guy or whatever, and he was talking about how that landscape has changed to where there's less crime going on with these families and that they've turned more towards being business owners. I don't remember exactly what was being said. He said there's still crimes being committed, and in some of these, businesses they run, it's a money laundering scheme. He said, but it's much harder for these crime syndicates and these crime families to get away with the stuff that they used to decades and decades ago. Because Richard's right. I mean, these families ran major cities like New York. Nothing. It was almost like looking at, China or North Korea. Like nothing happens in those countries unless it goes through a group of people, or in those two cases, one person, which would be Xi Jinping or Kim Jong-un. Even Kim Jong-un is more patriotic than Democrats in this country. He even was shooting off 12 nuclear capable missiles it was a test run, but even he was shooting off fireworks for the big 250 celebration. Isn't that amazing? That Kim Jong-un is more patriotic than liberals.
At this point, it's not as amazing as maybe it would have been a couple of years ago.
He had Kim Jong-un was actually they were unveiling their new destroyer warship. Remember, they had one, and they did this big test run or whatever, and had a big parade and all that kind of stuff, and then it started sinking. It actually sunk. Do you remember that? That was like months and months ago. Yeah. So apparently they rebuilt it or they fixed it or whatever. And so the other day they had some missiles they were firing off from it. I'm sure whoever worked on it the first go round is probably dead now. But these seem to go off as planned. And again, these are nuclear capable missiles that they're using. So that is probably a bit concerning. But, that's North Korea for you. What are you going to do? At least Trump's got a good relationship with him. Now, the next lunatic that gets in office, whether that be in 2028, God forbid, or 2032 or whatever, that might not be as cozy. We might not be able to keep them as calm. Bubba Rumble's up next. Bubba, what's happening?
Hey, now.
Hey, now.
All right, I got to ask you and Jay Bizzle a question here, man.
All right.
Have you ever even been, slightly aroused in or around a porta potty?
Oh, no. No, not at all.
Yeah, and I think that would be like a unanimous no throughout the Hey Now Nation as well. And some pretty stunning insight into the twisted mind of Graham Cracker Platinum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a weird dude. I mean, It's a very strange individual.
Well, it is, and they made the Dems made their bed, and now we'll see if they lie in it or they just transfer their interest to an even creepier weird dude than that. But that clip you played with those DSA donor couple that found that dude, they might even be creepier than him.
Yeah, they were pretty creepy. Here's what's going to be interesting, because again, as I said, Graham Plattner is still denying these allegations, and if they are false, as Graham Plattner says, he has no reason whatsoever to drop out. And say that he doesn't. Say he pushes back on these people. I think the pressure is going to be too much. I think he is going to drop out. But say he doesn't, it's going to be an interesting experiment seeing the Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warrens and the Ro Khannas and the Gallegos come back around and re-endorse Graham Plattner, because that's exactly what they would do.
Well, from their viewpoint, I mean, they've got a lot of time and money invested into this dude, and just because somebody proves to be a dirtbag doesn't mean they ever really just immediately turn away from one of their chosen few. But, what's disturbing to me, and it's the Democrat Party as a whole, somehow, this is a country based on constitutional principles and Christian values, but they have perverted everything to the point that it's masked off with these people. They don't represent anything that interests me or anybody in the Hey Now Nation. I know I could speak for them on that one. Yet they still have an equal seat at the table of our politics, and our country won't survive this. What do we do about these people? What do we do?
Yeah, I don't really know the answer to that, honestly. My previous thoughts have been give these people enough rope to ultimately hang themselves. But you have to hope that America as a whole is going to reject this socialism, because that's the route they're headed down. And 10, 15, 20 years ago, we would have said, yeah, go for it. We know that's not going to work out for you. But times are so different, and so many young people don't know their history and don't understand what comes along with socialism. They just see free stuff. And
yeah, they worked hard to indoctrinate like a generation or two.
Yes, we're reaping the benefits, for lack of a better term, the benefits of the left invading and taking over our universities, and what they've done as of late, trying to take over grade school campuses.
Yeah, and they also have the magic wand of the lamestream libtard media, mostly on their sites, or all this stuff too. And I'd be fine just letting them have their creepy places, like San Francisco's Tenderloin District. Never go there. It's disgusting. Don't go there. There's just let them have their places. But see, they can't let us exist in this country, because when they really start clamping down with their true socialist policies, the people will see us living like real Americans, enjoying our civil liberties, freedoms, and being productive Americans. And we can't exist. They have to eliminate us, because nobody's going to stay in a hellhole like the Tenderloin District when people outside of there are living fairly normal lives.
Right. No, I agree. I agree with that.
So yeah, they got to turn the whole country into a gulag, or it won't work. But anyway, yeah, there's just a lot of examples of just how far out in left field the left has gone, and somehow we still have to take them seriously, and I just can't do it anymore.
Mm-mm. No, these are not serious people. They're dangerous people, and in a lot of cases, I don't think they're even stupid. I think some of them are, but I think they know exactly what they're doing. It's much like the Islam stuff we were talking about, in the sense of taking over, infiltrating, and changing the hearts and minds of the entire world. That's kind of the tactic that they've taken, and they want to infiltrate every aspect of life until they can force people to believe what they want them to believe.
Yeah, and after what we saw from Sneaka, I wish Sean Strickland would have punched him a few more times when he had the chance.
Yeah, somebody sent me that video. I had seen it before, but yeah, he got John Bird, that Sneako streamer, got in an octagon, UFC octagon with Sean Strickland, and he just beat the crap out of him. It was great.
All for clicks, man.
all
Yeah.
for clicks, and I enjoy it even more now. But anyway, yeah, somehow, some way, we got to defeat this socialist communism within our borders. And on that note, we just can't. They don't have a seat at my table. Like unless they want to start getting a little more constitutional America in their point of view. And I'll just call them what they are, because Trump coined the term first. The Democrats are done with me. I just like, I don't care what happens to them. They should all just. There's plenty of socialist dumps they could go to now, but they try to ruin our country, and I am just like, I'm fairly livid about it. I'll leave it at that.
Start deporting them, baby. Bubba, I
That's
appreciate
right.
it.
All right, hey now.
Hey now.
You know.
What was that? Hey now you gave him at the beginning of the call.
I don't know. I just kind of went. I don't know where that came from. I think I had some phlegm.
It was a little strange.
It was. Yes, so I apologize.
All right, let's hit this break. We got a lot more coming up, including a wheel of segments here in just a few moments. Speaking of scumbag Democrats, do you remember Andrew Gillum, who was the last guy that ran against Ron DeSantis?
Yes.
He was the Democrat candidate that was accused of smoking crack and doing some weird stuff. And he he got kind of close to beating DeSantis from what I remember, but there was a bunch of weird stuff going on how they propped this guy up, and it's very similar to Graham Plattner and some of the other. You think about all the problems that the Democrats have with their candidates and the ones that they prop up. Joe Biden, Eric Swalwell, God bless John Fetterman these days, but John Fetterman with his medical issues that they had from the public. You've got all of these people with so much baggage, yet the Democrats want to put them up. It's like great. It's this weird fetish that they have. Oh, also, Fred says, if you give the left enough rope, remember I said just give them enough rope to hang themselves. He said if you give them enough rope, they will asphyxiate and masturbate
Okay. At least he made it rhyme.
because they're weird like that. But Andrew Gillum's been arrested in Alabama, ironically enough. He was the former Tallahassee mayor and one-time Democrat nominee for Florida. He was booked into the Baldwin County Jail on the 2nd. So that would have been, last Thursday. He was charged with possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia, and second-degree possession of marijuana. Hey now, how about that? I don't have the full story because AL.com is doing yet another paywall.
But you know what to do.
They know what to do. What did I say? Print this article. Just gonna see if I can give you some fine details. He's charged with possession of dangerous drugs. Gillum was released from the South Alabama jail on Friday. The arrest was made by the Daphne Police Department when Gillum was stopped for erratic driving near North Main Street. One of the officers saw a glass pipe in the center console of the vehicle, which led to probable cause to search the vehicle. Several rolled marijuana cigarettes and 3 packages of a substance that tested positive for methamphetamine were recovered. Gillum sought to become the first black governor in Florida, blah, 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 blah. He's a crackhead, blah, blah, blah. He's a Democrat, so it's okay that he's a crackhead, blah, 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 blah. End of story. Mandu.com, MANDUU.com. After a few days off from Mandu, I got back in there today. Today. Obviously didn't go today. I went yesterday, and I got a workout in that I was like, man, what have I been doing? Why did I miss those 2 days? I felt good, man. I felt good. And I think I'm starting to feel better throughout the day with the men's clinic stuff that I'm doing, coupled with the Mandu. I've got more motivation walking in the door at Mandu. I had already felt good, but now I'm just like, let's get after it, dude. I'm super excited. And the thing is sometimes I wish the workout could be longer at Mandu. I know that sounds crazy, but the 15 minutes is over so quick that, you're in and out of there. I've also started back with my cardio because I had kind of plateaued as far as weight loss goes, and I'm looking to keep that rolling. So I'm getting back in the zone, and I'm going to be losing some weight and building some muscle all at the same time. I'm very stoked about where I'm headed, especially with the help of Mandu. It has done wonders for me. Y'all know this. Yeah, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And for a lot of y'all didn't even know what I look like back before we were on YouTube and all that. And if you would have seen me when John Bird and I first started this show, you would have been like, man, that's a big one. And I have lost. I'm literally a completely different person than I was back when you and I were doing our post show Facebook Live videos that we used to do. I go back and look at some of those, and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
man, I was looking rough. But I look better, I feel better, and you will too, man. I'm telling you. You got to get with Mandu. You got a personal trainer. It's a 15-minute workout. You just put the suit on. It feels like it's vibrating you. You're doing a workout. Just do exactly what they tell you to do, and you're out of there. Do it once, twice, 3 times a week, however you want to lay it out. But here's the thing. I never ask you to sign up. I only ask you to do a free session. Everybody gets a free session. So go to the website, hook it up, tell them Andrew Mclain sent you, and get that free session in. Just so you know that everything I've been telling you about for all these years is the real deal. I've been telling you about Mandu since 2022. 2022, man. I've been telling you about it a long time, and there's some of y'all that haven't done it yet. I ain't mad at you. I'm just saying I want you to get on top of it. Here's the phone number for the Homewood location right here in Birmingham, 205-438-6003. That's 438-6003. They're easy to find, but there's the Birmingham location, the Huntsville location, and the Tuscaloosa location. They're all firing on all cylinders, all open. You can use any one you want. Like for me, I'm signed up in Homewood, but if I was down in Tuscaloosa and I wanted to get a session in, I can absolutely do it. Same thing with Huntsville. However you want to break it down, that's for you to decide. Mandu.com, MANDUU.com. That's where you can sign up for your free session, or you can call them. All the numbers on there and everything else. Hook it up, my friend. Hook it up. Hook it up. Hook it up. Mandu.com, MANDUU.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, it is time for the Wheel of Segment.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, that's nasty. Nasty.
Oh, that's nasty.
What you making there?
That's nasty.
What did you put in there?
That's extra nasty.
It's made with so much care.
It's nasty.
Do you wanna share? Nasty, 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 nasty,
Nasty. Nasty. All right. Oh, that's nasty. Hope everybody is done with their breakfast or their lunch or whatever. Hopefully, you're done with your sausage breakfast. First headline Oh, I guess I got to get some headlines.
Well, that would help.
Got to get some stories here, buddy. Let's see from the that's nasty file. Here we go. Let's see what we got. First, headline says map shows states hit with explosive diarrhea outbreaks.
No. I can relate.
At least 145 people across 17 states have been sickened in an outbreak of cyclosporiasis.
Cyclosporiasis.
Prompting a federal investigation into the source of the infections as health officials warn that the true number of cases is likely higher. New York has reported the highest number of cases, with between 31 and 80 infections of the intestinal illness. Cyclosporiasis is caused by the microscopic parasite Cyclospora sayetanensis. It's probably just a bug, which can trigger prolonged bouts of watery diarrhea, stomach cramps, nausea, and fatigue.
Ugh.
The CDC said that cases involve people who have become ill between May 1st and June 16th after eating food in the United States. None of the patients reported international travel in the 2 weeks before becoming sick, leading investigators to believe the infections are linked to a domestically consumed contaminated food item. The FDA is assisting with the investigation, but no specific source has been identified. Cyclosporiasis is a foodborne illness that most commonly occurs after people consume fresh produce contaminated with the Cyclospora caninina parasite. The CDC describes its most typical symptoms as watery diarrhea with frequent, sometimes explosive bowel movements. In the U.S., outbreaks are frequently detected during the spring and summer months when health officials have previously traced infections to items such as cilantro, love cilantro, basil, raspberries, snow peas, Mclain lettuce, and bagged salads. Unlike many other foodborne pathogens, Cyclospora is not usually spread directly from one person to another. After the parasite is passed in an infected person's stool, it typically takes days to weeks in the environment before it becomes capable of infecting someone else. So don't be sticking your hands in old explosive diarrhea. That means infections are more often linked to contaminated food or water than to close contact with someone who is sick. What if you get it in your eye? What if you get like a pink eye deal with a Clyrospora kicker?
No, I don't think you can have explosive diarrhea in your eyes.
Yeah, I'm just saying
never
if
heard
you
of
get
that.
pink eye from duty in your eye,
Oh.
but also you get a little cyclospora on the side. Like you get the parasite in your eye.
What? So your eye just turns pink.
Well, New York was the hardest hit state as of June 18th, the most recent day for which data is available. It accounts for the largest reported cluster between 31 and 80 cases and is the only state with figures that high. Illinois and Texas have recorded between 11 and 30 cases. The remaining states affected have each reported 1 and 10 cases. Alaska, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Massachusetts, New Jersey, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, and Wisconsin. Well, it seems we avoided it here in Alabama.
We got lucky.
Yeah. But you went to North Carolina, so you might have brought it to Alabama.
I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
The parasite would get inside of you and be like, "Oh, well, he's already got it. There's no need for me to be here.
I'm out of here."
He's already got explosive diarrhea." Next up, doctors thought man had deadly brain cancer. The reality was much grosser.
grosser?
Yeah, when a man in Spain went to the hospital with chronic headaches, brain scans showed poorly defined lesions or tissue where the edges are blurred due to abnormal cell growth. Doctors believed all signs were pointing to deadly cancer that had spread until they took a closer look. The good news, he could be cured. The bad news, after an initial scan, the medical team performed a higher resolution MRI to determine the location of any tumors. While no tumors were present, a different kind of specimen was pork tapeworm larvae.
Oh.
Published in the journal Emerging Infectious Diseases. The report confirmed the parasite infection with a blood test specific to Tania solium, despite the 60-year-old Castellone native having never traveled abroad. The parasite enters the human body when larval eggs are swallowed, and they burrow into the gut and form fluid-filled cysts. The eggs can then develop into adult tapeworms in a human's gut. The process usually takes around 5 to 12 weeks. The cyst can travel anywhere in the body and can infiltrate and calcify in soft tissue. While eating undercooked pork is one way to ingest adult tapeworms, the man's condition was from ingesting the eggs, which then settled in the brain. Ugh. You want to see a picture of this tapeworm? I mean, it's just like
All right.
Here he
I
is.
got a real bad thing about that. Is that up close? Is that his mouth?
Yeah, the mouth of the tapeworm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the middle. He's like looking up.
Oh, dang. It's like a butthole.
Yeah, it's a butthole.
Jeez, man.
The parasitic infection of the brain can cause headaches, seizures, dizziness, muscle weakness, trouble speaking, and memory issues. If left untreated, neurocysticercosis can cause life-threatening complications such as intracranial hypertension. Oh, I got the hiccups, man. Or increased pressure inside the skull and continuous seizures. While cases are rare in Europe, they're not entirely unknown, as a similar case occurred in Germany earlier this year. According to the WHO, around 2.8 million people are infected with Tania solium yearly, with cases frequently reported in Asia, South America, and Eastern Europe. God, these hiccups are going to drive me crazy. Treatment can differ depending on the patient, but anti-parasitic drugs are often a first-line therapy, as was the case with the Spanish man who was treated with albendazole.
Boy, there have been some serious words today.
Yeah, that's probably gave me the hiccups. Other treatments may include anti-inflammatory medications to reduce inflammation and drugs to manage symptoms of seizures. And let's just hurry up and get through this last story.
That's nasty. Man, between you talking during lunch about the restaurants
Yeah, I know.
and this, man.
And last but not least, baby,
Mm-hmm.
I think Richard the Cop brought this one up. According to police, a woman has been caught after being pulled over with cocaine in her nether regions. A Florida woman who denied ownership of a bag of cocaine that fell from her buttocks while being booked into custody told jailers that the drug must have been placed there during an intimate encounter with an unnamed partner. So she was just like, she was doing it with somebody, and he's like, I'm gonna put my coke in here. According to an arrest report, a car being driven by Reagan Cox, 30 years old, was spotted veering across the Brevard County Highway around 6:40 a.m. on Sunday. Upon being pulled over, Cox refused to exit her Nissan Altima. Dead giveaway. The Nissan Altima.
Yeah.
It's a dead giveaway, which smelled of burnt marijuana, they said. Cox, who cops say was slow and lethargic, was pulled from the vehicle after she refused to remove her seatbelt and tried to lock the car. Cox, cops say, then tried to walk away as a deputy sought to search her. Seen at right, Cox was arrested for resisting deputies, a misdemeanor, and transported to the local jail. A brief drive from her residence in Rockledge, a city on Florida's Space Coast. During the jail intake process, Cox had to pass through an X-ray scanner, which is used to spot contraband like weapons, phones, or drugs. According to investigators, when jailers detected an anomaly in Cox's lower region, she was brought to a room where she was subsequently seen trying to cover her buttocks area with her hand. Upon moving her hand, a baggie containing 3.8 grams of cocaine fell from Cox's rear end. With the coke at her feet, cops say, Cox and cops. I'm struggling here. Cox denied knowing anything about the drugs. She speculated that somebody must have placed the narcotics inside her during a sexual encounter.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That explanation, as it were, did not stop police from charging Cox with a second crime, introducing contraband into a correctional facility, a felony. She eventually was released from custody after posting $3,000 bond.
Jeez.
Anyway, that's what we call it. That's nasty. Let's get on with it. Working hiccups, dude. Let me tell you about Pro Lift Garage Doors.
Did that scare you?
No.
Ah, crap. I'm sorry.
Pro Lift Garage Doors. My guy, Mike Miller. I actually saw Mike yesterday. I saw him outside of Mandu. I think he had just finished his Mandu. So got to talk to him for a minute. He's out there hustling, man. Him and his team are out there getting after it, fixing garage doors, insulating them, replacing them. If you got garage door anything going on, you need to replace the motor, the panels, you want it insulated, get with Mike. Let him know I sent you, and he'll get you taken care of, man. He's been part of the 99.5 family for a long time, and he knows everything there is to know about garage doors. Plus, if you're looking to replace them, there's a lot of options out there. So let him come give you a free quote. Just make sure you mention that you heard him on the radio with me. And you can even tell him I had the hiccups when I was talking about him. Here's his number, 205-346-8465. That's 205-346-8465. And online, proliftdoors.com. right, Alabama Men's Clinic, alabamamensclinic.com. I've been telling you and telling you and telling you. Alabama Men's Clinic, for you guys out there, man, y'all got to go get yourself hooked up. I am so grateful to be partnered with these guys, but also grateful to be put on treatments, which I'm about 2 or so weeks in, and I have already been able to tell a difference in the mornings. I have not been near as tired. Like I had been over the past few months when I would wake up in the morning, I would just feel like I've been hit by a truck. I mean, I would feel rough. And it would take me a while to kind of get my wits about me and get on my feet and going. And you know, I think I'm kind of turning the corner. I'm very excited about what's to come with Alabama Men's Clinic. Book you an appointment, guys. 205-598-7000. It's 205-598-7000. Online, alabamamensclinic.com. Make sure you tell them I sent you. And No-Toll Roofing, 205-848-2299. 848-2299. You know the drill. Free roof inspection, complimentary roof tune-up. My boy Chris and Sammy and Matt and everybody up there just getting after it. With storms and everything else that's gone through, you got to get it inspected. Doesn't cost you anything. You got none to lose. Hook it up. 205-848-2299. Online, notollroofing.com. I'm out of here. Over the Line podcast tonight. Me, John Bird, Tony Gump. Don't miss it. And until next time, see you, Court.